He is probably the most talented receiver I've physically or personally seen in my life. And I'm excited about this one.
But did you like it though? Did you?
Double tap.
Odell Marquavius Beckham Jr. Let's talk about it. That's not his middle name, but it feels fitting. Man, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited the fact that this is a perfect story of perseverance. I would say like an underdog story, a resurrection story. And I will say this about Odell. He is probably the most talented receiver I've physically or personally seen in my life. His unique ability to track a football is better than I've ever seen a person have. And everybody sees like the one-handed catches and they think it's showmanship or whatever. I think it's a talent. And working out with them, you kind of get a better perspective of knowing the monster behind the madness. You know what I'm saying? It's like this guy is a technician. This guy is a person who really works his craft day in and day out. Very energetic, very fun-loving person. And I think what he provides to the city of Baltimore and for the Ravens organization is a person that's going to bring instant relevance to the offense outside of Lamar Jackson, which I will kind of talk to as well. And he has this bad boy persona that the Baltimore Ravens embody. So for this deal to get done, I'm happy for it. The $15 million that he does get, I think it's all guaranteed. And it just shows that, hard work does pay off. But I don't think this is a story where you see a person go and this is just something. I think Odell has a lot to prove. And I think we will see a very great version of Odell because of that competitor's mentality that I know he has and embodies, that he's wanting to prove that he's still the top receiver in the NFL amongst others. Now, to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Rodriguez Jackson. Now, him, that is also not his middle name, but it saddens me that a person of his skill set is a proven leader. This man is a proven dominant player who has these skill sets that is not on somebody's roster. And not only that, getting paid what he deserves. I'm like, agent or no agent, hell, I mean, like, bruh, the fact that he's not signed yet, and hopefully the Odell deal does bring some type of kinetic energy towards a closeness to getting that done, it has me scratching my head. And I don't want to hear about the concerns of injury. I don't want to hear about the concerns of, other things that other people who ain't never played this game or has ever played this game has to think. I know what defenders think when they see Lamar Jackson on the field. And it's simple. Right? When you see that number 8 come out that damn locker room and don't see that number 8 come out that damn locker room, it's two different emotions. When he comes out the locker room, you're nervous. If he doesn't come out that locker room, you're happy because he's not. So that alone should render some type of push to get this man signed rapido, right? And it's just disappointing sometimes because I know how Lamar feels. I know a person who that you're really the essence of a one-of-one type of player. Not a lot of people can do what you can do, whether with your arm, whether with your leg, whether with your mental, whether with your presence. And for you not to get that asking price that you obviously deserve it's like you're beating at the table. Like, why do I have to prove my worth when I've proven it time and time and time and time again? And one thing that I will, commend the Baltimore Ravens organization for doing, they've always had this bad boy mentality, very hard nosed. Coach Harbaugh does a great job with implementing a very stiff defense. And we've seen it over the past years. I mean, it goes back to obviously the Ray Lewis days, the Terrell Suggs, the Ed Reeds, the Haloti Nadas. These people were breaking faces. You know what I'm saying? But now you add an element to Lamar Jackson where, yeah, it may not be the Patrick Mahomes way. It may not be the Aaron Rodgers way, but he's still, nevertheless, efficient and very efficient with productivity. So what more can the man ask? I mean, his body of work indicates that he is top tier and will remain top tier with his age. And I would say give the man what he deserves, right? And allow him to have comfort knowing that he's appreciated. Because one thing that a lot of people are not saying about this, you can build a level of resentment from a player with an organization because you're not going to see the full essence of that player. Because deep down inside, he's thinking, I'm not going to be here long. You know what I'm saying? They don't really believe in me the way I know that they supposed to believe in me. I've given my mind, I've given my body, I've given my time, I've given my energy to a place where if they were to invest and not allow that to be a distraction, now that same person takes that energy and say, oh man, they with me. Oh man, like I can get comfortable in knowing that the only thing that I now have to focus on is being the best version of myself that I possibly can. And if you got a guy like Lamar Jackson having that type of energy, oh my God, I don't even think we've ever seen it before. And that's what I'm most excited about. Not only is he a person that's a generational talent, but he's a person that's extremely low maintenance. He's a person that you don't hear a lot about Lamar Jackson in the media. You don't hear about Lamar Jackson being a distraction. You don't hear about Lamar Jackson, doing this and doing that. He's a person that's very philanthropic, what I know of, giving back to his community in Florida. And that's the only thing that you can ask from a face of a program, face of an organization. And that alone should render even more of a urgency to sign this man. But we want to harp on this. We want to harp on all the things that is not even relatively important to the deal getting done. In closing, I would say, man, Lamar, bro, I feel you. Keep pushing. I know you're working. I know you're grinding. And to everybody else, it's like, man, give this man the money that he deserves so we can, as fans, sit back in awe over his greatness on the field. Also in this week of sports, or this previous week of sports, I did watch the UFC 287 event. Israel Adesanya, Izzy, the last style bender. And bruh, this dude different, you know what I'm saying? And coming from one athlete to another, you grow to you don't know these people, but you are a fan of them. And I'm very intentional in saying that, bro, I'm a fan of Izzy. I just love the way he carries himself. One thing that I could learn from him, and what made me even more of a fan that I wish I learned earlier in my career, is his professionalism towards the game. He took a loss and he held himself so accountable towards that. Now, granted, we're not talking about a team sport. This is a personal sport. So if he fucks up, this is him messing up. This is not nobody else to blame but him. If he's tired, it's nobody else to blame but him. It's so many different determining factors with football: missed field goal, missed block, bad throw, missed assignment, uh, great catch, no pass deflection, interception, tip pass. It's not that, right? This is a one-on-one combat sport. And I've grown to respect him because of his willingness to take the best fight. I don't necessarily know a lot about UFC, but I'm a fan of UFC. The thing that I love most about UFC is the reason why everybody else loves UFC. It's extremely entertaining. Um, and while I was looking at the fight, and I'm watching it with my girl, and I was saying, "Damn, you would have thought I knew that the way I'm over here celebrating." You know what I'm saying? And it was just, I love, how he's staying true to his African culture. I seen his beautiful family, and he is as much of a showman as we've ever seen in the sport. Kind of mimicking, I wouldn't say mimicking, but having that same kind of bravado as a Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, people who, whether you're tuning in to see him get his ass whooped, not on Conor's degree or Floyd's degree, but you have to respect him because once he had the knockout, he was seen doing like the arrows, and he shot them arrows. It was so much swag and bravado to it that I was like, damn, that shit hard. So he shot him again, so then he shot him again, and so. But when he broke the arrow, I don't think a lot of people peeped that, but I did. You know what I'm saying? It was just so like, damn, it's different. So yeah, Izzy, bro, like big ups to you. But another thing that I also want to bring up in regards to combat sports, because there was an undercard of two other fighters, and one of the fighters was actually a native of Miami. And it makes you feel sad because it's like, damn, somebody got to lose. You feel me? And when they have the ring entrance, and I think something that they do different in boxing that they do in UFC, they kind of cut to the outer relevance of the fight, meaning they'll cut to the girlfriend, they'll cut to the wife, they'll cut to the kids, they'll cut to many different things. They don't necessarily do that in UFC until after the fight. They cut to the crowd, after the rounds and show, hey, this person is here, that person is there, da da da. But as they were coming to the ring, you saw, one of the fighters, acknowledges children. And I'm speaking from a parent's perspective. It's like, damn, I don't think a lot of fans kind of know what it's like, the pressure it's like to perform, not in front of the thousands or the millions. It's just those 3 to 6 people that hurt when you hurt. If you lose, they lose, and they lose hard. In some cases, lose harder than you, because as a child at 6 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, you're seeing this figure bigger than life, bigger than what another fan may see bigger than life. And this is your hero. And if that person loses, oh, damn, you're hurt, you know what I'm saying? And as the fighter, like you just, punching the clock. And this is how I make a living for my family, win, lose, or draw. So to see that come into perspective, it's like, damn, bro, it's kind of fucked up. But at the end of the day, it's still, something where you just love to respect and understand that somebody has to lose. But that's my take on UFC 287.